Hey, how you doing? Hope you're doing great. Wonderful. On our play for this week, we have the latest details on Marathon, Bungie's extraction shooter, what it will cost, and the internet's reaction. Also, PlayStation increased console prices because Trump. All this and more on Season 9, Episode 15 of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. Guess what, guys? I remember. I did it. I finally did it. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, EJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka. All right, maybe we should give Marathon a chance before we start throwing Concord-sized stones at it. I am joined by
Sean MF Ross.
What does the MNF stand for?
I cannot run a marathon.
Neither can I. Marathons are for losers. No, I'm joking. Props to you if you can run a marathon. I can run a Mara. This is Press X to Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that connects the most important gaming news. I almost said exciting gaming news. I should say exciting.
It's exciting.
Whatever. Yeah, right. It is exciting. We are exciting. The most exciting gaming news from this past week into an hour-long build just for you. We are live on YouTube whenever we can make it because life is hard.
But putting kids to bed is also hard.
Absolutely. Just... You know, the sleeper hodling works so many times, and it's like, okay, maybe I should stop before they get used to it. You know,
you got to do a pile driver next,
right? Don't forget, you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hit the notification bell. If you are listening, we'd appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast service you're currently tuned in on. If you want, you can join our conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/Discord. All right, with that out the way, all that settled, let us jump into number 1. Marathon. Bungie finally gave us probably like an hour-long YouTube video of them talking about the game. They had a bunch of creators come out, play the game, show us what the game looks like, and gave us a bunch of details on what Marathon is, which is an extraction shooter. I'm about to just go ahead and just play this clip. Not clip, more like the video that they had played of all the creators playing the games and being all cool and doing their little pings and stuff. Yeah. So this is Marathon. We finally got to look. We got a pretty long look at Marathon. Like this video right here is about 20 minutes long. If you don't know what Marathon is, or if you've missed it from, when they showed it last year, I think it was last year. Marathon is going to be a PvPvE extraction shooter where it's teams of 3 jump into this one map, and there's also AI combatants who are on the map as well, and they're patrolling areas. And your goal is to kill the AI, get some loot, kill people, get the loot, extract the loot. Extraction shooter. Did you happen to watch any of this?
Yeah, so I watched the little cinematic reveal trailer that was 8 minutes long. That was apparently directed by some sci-fi big shots.
Yeah.
Then I watched the gameplay reveal and then the gameplay overview. It looked interesting.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it looks interesting is pretty much the sentiment that I have pretty much digested through the ton of different video reactions and, impressions that I watched. Like, this game looks amazing. The actual art style, they call it, is graphic realism. They obviously just made that up because I've never heard that before. But like, it is so impressive how like crazy stylized the characters look. Everything about it just looks really, really cool. But this is an extraction shooter, and a lot of people are kind of doing the same thing of like, all right, this is basically going to be the same thing as, DMZ. which is the Call of Duty extraction
Or
shooter, where you
Tarkov.
jump in.
Yeah.
Or Tarkov, or like Delta Force, like Hunt Showdown. But it's like you jump into this map, you do your little missions, but then you might run into, well, you probably will run into AI who happen to be really, really strong in this game, which is, I find kind of funny, where it's like the AI aren't really fodder in
Yeah.
this. They will like
Wreck your
flank
shit.
you. They will, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So like they're gonna do some work on you unless you are really like locked in. But then you meet the AI. If you beat the AI, you can get stuff from the AI. But then you also might run into people, and that can go a number of ways depending on how skilled you are, depending on how skilled they are. And what what sinks into me is like the general sentiment is people, the vocal people on YouTube generally, at least the people that I follow mainly generally are single player gamers.
Yeah.
So when they're looking at this, they're like, man, this is a purely multiplayer experience. Like, I'm going to have to deal with people. I don't want to, get my shit pushed in 8 times just to finally loot and like extract the one time. And it's like, this is not fun to me. And it's like, that's totally understandable.
I
It's
mean,
totally
everything doesn't
understandable.
have to be for everybody.
Exactly. That was going to be that's going to be the next thing that I said.
They don't put out Stardew Valley trying to hit everybody on the market. I mean, this will be who it will be for. Hopefully, it has a healthy community. We can't Fortnite and Call of Duty forever. It's nice to see some new. I don't know if you want to call it innovation. I haven't played it yet, but
I think we can actually talk about that, because a couple of content creators mentioned like what is actually new, what's the actual new thing that's happening in this game.
Mhm.
And from what they've said, like some people said like, nah, not really much. Like it feels like an extraction shooter that is made by Bungie, and it's like Bungie makes really good shooters, so this game plays super well, but it's like it's just an extraction shooter. But then I hear from other content creators, and I feel like what's happening here is that you are getting opinions from people who've played this game,
Mhm.
as far as they could based off of their skill level, just because of the nature of this game. So,
Yeah.
like, for example, Dr. Lupo, who was like giving like a really detailed breakdown of, things that are happening or things that he experienced, it is like certain, like, you have your guns, like, okay, so you have 4 runners at launch. The runners are your like hero class characters. You have Glitch, Void, Blackberry, and Locus. Glitch is like the flanker, like the speedy class. Void is like the stealth class. Blackbird is a scout class, and then Locus is like the soldier class. That's what you go into these into these sessions with, right? And then you have a loadout that can be given to you from a one
Sponsor.
of the sponsor. Yes, thank you. Yes. And then you go into these maps and you kill, you loot, and you bring stuff back, right?
Yeah.
The main draw is that the certain types of loots have different rarities, and then like the prestige, which is like the gold class rarity, can change up how your gun works. And like that's sort of like the main thing that you want to grab and leave the map with, because that's like the biggest thing. And like Dr. Lupa was basically saying how, like, one of the weapons that he found, like the upgrade made like the
Mhm.
SMG, I think it was SMG, like it would fire a couple of bullets, and if a number of bullets hit the target, missiles would come out
Oh,
of
god
the
damn.
gun. Yeah, right. And then like do extra damage. Just like, oh, that's crazy. But like just the nature of this game is that like some other people didn't even get to that because they probably died or
Yeah.
wiped, yeah, before they get to it. And it's just like it's a weird thing of how, like, I feel
I
like
mean,
Bungie did the,
everybody's not gonna see everything in a game, so I mean, it
yeah,
is what it is.
right. And like
Um,
the less you see of it, that impacts your impressions of the game, right? Because you're just like, oh, this is kind of boring because it's just like the same guns or whatever. And it's like, well, if you are dying a lot, yeah, you're going to be playing with the same guns, unfortunately.
Basically, you got to see it through to experience the best of what it has.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
And
wonderful endorsement for One Piece. Thank you.
I think you got me there. That was actually pretty good. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, and it's the thing of, in terms of my overall impressions with what I've seen, because again, I haven't played it. I tried to get into the closed alpha. Oh, it's thundering outside. But
I
when
think
they
if you join
announced,
the Discord, there's
no,
still
yeah,
chances to get into it. Yeah.
yeah. I ended up doing it what later last night or early this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But like I had um at the time the Discord had like crashed because so many people were trying to jump on and get into the closed alpha.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, well, there seems to be some steam behind this. And like I think I was talking into our Discord chat, which you can join by going to pressx2start.com/discord. And like the actual numbers on like the viewing number, the YouTube numbers on the videos is like really high. So it's like people are paying attention to this and people are looking at it. And some people might be like, oh, okay, that confirms the fact that this is just a purely multiplayer game and I have no interest in it. But other people
Yeah.
are like, oh, this is actually looking pretty interesting, I'll try it out. So in terms of that, they also gave a release date, which is almost in November, which is September 23rd, which happens to be the same day as Borderlands 4. We were having a back and forth in the Discord chat again about, is this a problem for Marathon or is this a problem for Borderlands 4? What's your thoughts on that?
It's two different genres. It's two different games, man.
Yeah.
That's like Call of Duty and Battlefield launching within the same week or the same day. They're
Yeah. I
similar,
mean,
but
I would even say it's more separate than a Call of Duty and Battlefield launching so close to each other. Because like Borderlands 4 is a single/co-op experience. You play the story and then you kind of do the thing, you're done with it. Whereas Marathon is very much so, you jump in, you could play it for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on how long a session is, and then bounce out and do some other stuff and then come back to it. Or you can sit there and play it all day if you have the stamina.
yeah.
The stamina. Because you're running
Yeah.
marathons. See what I did there? So yeah, it's a thing of like, I don't necessarily think it's a problem. I'm not. I think Kind of Funny talked about, oh, this could be a problem for Marathon. It's like, I don't really think. And also, I really haven't heard too much steam behind Borderlands 4 either. So it's just like, maybe those people are just like, silent majority kind of thing, but I don't know.
I mean, are you interested in Borderlands?
Not at all. No.
I'm sure it's with
No.
somebody.
Yeah. I like Jordan's like, he loves Borderlands. Like I played 1, 2, played a little bit of 3, and by the time I got a couple hours in 3, I was like, this is just not for me anymore. And I didn't really like much about it. So overall, there was a ton of positive energy for Marathon, for its visuals, the gameplay itself being like super fluid because it's spongy. And of course, we always have to hit that one speed bump, which is how much will Marathon cost? So
Well, I think that number that you're about to say maybe is tentative still.
exactly. And I think so, because I actually had to do some digging because it was like, oh, this is okay. So the rumor is that it's supposed to be $40, and that's the same price as Concord. And everybody knows what happened to Concord. I would say RIP, but I would probably get struck by lightning if I said it because of how poorly it did. But it is a thing of, that is a rumor, and I ended up like doing some research to get like, where did that come from? So that actually came from last year September, from Forbes and the Game Post, I believe, and they said that it was rumored that it was going to be a $40 price tag, basically due to the success of Fortnite. But I think the issue with that is that probably didn't really account for how badly Concord did.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the reason why we get to this marathon like release trailer, in the release trailer, they mentioned that or not the release trailer, during their like release talk, whatever, they mentioned that the game, it's a premium experience, but won't be a premium cost or a premium price. So it's gonna cost money, but they didn't confirm how much it's gonna cost. And I think they did that on purpose because I'm pretty sure that number is gonna be very flexible. Like I don't think they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is $40 for sure. Or else they would have said, like, oh yeah, this is $40. I
Yeah.
think it is possible that we might see it be like, oh, it's $20. Oh, you can get this like $40 starter pack or something like that. Like I can see them doing some kind of like price flexibility to make it more enticing for people who are wanting to pay that, but also lowering the barrier of entry for everyone else essentially. That'd be my hope. I mean, they could also be like, nah, it's actually $50 because of Trump, guys. Enjoy. But I don't know. It's tough to say. And we also know that there's going to be a like battle pass in this game as well.
But
That
of
kind of
course.
microtransaction. Yeah, and that's true. I'm surprised Elden Ring doesn't have a battle pass. But yeah. What else? Is there anything else that I want to talk about with this game? I think overall, like, what's your thoughts on this? So say this game actually does cost $40. Do you think that is too expensive for you to try it out, or you think like, that's fine, I'll try it out for $40?
Did Helldivers have an open beta or a beta of some sort?
No. Helldivers literally had that like one trailer where everyone's like, oh yeah, it's Helldivers. Oh, they have a different perspective. Oh, okay, that's cool. And then it dropped and it just exploded.
For me, $40 ain't bad. Even if it was $60, $70, it ain't bad. What it needs to have is a beta of some sort, an open beta.
Yeah.
For people to get their toes wet, because Helldivers did phenomenally well for $40 to be it's not a new franchise, but they switched it up from the last Helldivers. So, I mean, it was a new experience.
Yeah.
And then we had Concord, where that was also 40, right?
Yeah, Concord was 40.
But it was not received well during the beta because shit. Did it come out around the time of something else as well?
No,
The
it came
beta?
out. I think it came out. The beta came out like a month or so before the actual release of the game.
No. What I'm saying is there was a big game that came out
Oh,
around the time of the beta.
I think it came out around the Marvel's Rival beta or something. Because I remember we were talking about those two games together.
July 18th.
But yeah, I think
I'm looking up something.
Yeah, no, you're good. I think this is a premium experience, so it's like, premium experience usually equals premium cost, but they've said that it's not going to cost, the full amount. So we all jump to 40, and it's like, I think right now I'd be like, yeah, I definitely would pay $40 for this. But hey guys, surprise, my life is going to change pretty dramatically come early May. I'm having my
You
wife's
see
having
why?
a child.
You see why I didn't play goddamn Helldivers?
Yeah, exactly. So like I think for me it's that thing of like, I would want to get into this, but my main thing is, what is the new game experience or new player experience like And is there any safeguards where, say we jump in, we're not playing like Dr. Lupo or whatever? Because it's like, if it's just going to be like, you're just out in the wild, then it's like, I probably would still just get it and just understand, like, my experience with this will vary a lot. And I think if that is the case, my time with the game would probably decrease, because it is a thing of like, okay, well, if I'm not playing this every day, then my skills aren't as sharp, and then I'm just getting bodied by the AI, and just like the people who have been playing all day just happen to be living in these servers. So it is a thing of like, I am very much so cautiously optimistic for this game. Like right now, I would probably buy it at 40. Again, I feel like because they're being cagey about the price, they're probably going to do some kind of cost flexibility with it, where like, or cost incentives to make the deal better for you than just getting the game by itself. But yeah, I think I'm just cautiously optimistic for
Black
this
Myth
game.
Wukong came out 3 days before Concord. That's
Oh yeah. Oh, and that game was a juggernaut.
and then the first Descendant came out the month before that.
Yeah.
It was up against a bunch of things, but they need a open beta. Games just need that. They expect you to spend. We don't know what they expect us to spend for this one, but they expect us to spend on typical games $60, $70 for a multiplayer game, unless it's free to play. Nah.
Yeah. And I think that is one of the reasons why people being the internet are like, oh, this game should be free to play. This game should be free to play, just because there is less of a risk associated with like, oh, I don't like this game. But at the same time, I feel like, okay, this isn't just a multiplayer like team deathmatch kind of thing. This is an extraction shooter. So if you have experience with extraction shooters, you know what you're in for. But it is
if they had some deathmatch modes, anybody could go in there and fart around, but
exactly.
you have to want to
Yeah.
play a extraction shooter. I get you. And it's
Exactly.
how
Yeah.
much is Tarkov?
I don't know. And that's another thing too. Like, apparently all the other extraction shooters, none of them are free to play. And the ones that were free to play had like very bad balancing because of the free to play aspects. So it's like, what is this? This is an ad? Anyways. Dang, we done ran out. Okay. Anyways. It's like they are already like, in line with the other, like their competition. But it is the fact that people online look at this and say, oh, this is a multiplayer game. Oh, this should be free to play. And it's just like, well, there is some nuance to that. But of course, people aren't seeing that.
Escape from
So, yeah.
Tarkov, $50.
Oh.
And they have a $250 edition. That is wild.
Excuse me.
That is fucking crazy.
So yeah, it is a thing of, technically they are in line with their competition. But I think the saving grace to Marathon with this is that if Marathon hits, it will be the console extraction shooter. I think you can get Hunt Showdown on the consoles, but
I don't even remember. I couldn't tell you a damn thing about Hunt Showdown.
Yeah. I remember Hunt Showdown because I saw one video of it, of some person walking through like tall like grass, went to a shed, and there was like a monster in the shed, killed the monster, a giant like black pillar of like energy came out of the shed, and then they were like, okay, we got to extract this stuff, and it was like a timer. They extracted the stuff, they walked out the shed and died immediately. I was like, okay, that's a game. But yeah, I don't know. I think the internet is reacting the way it does because money is going to be very not hard to come by, but everything's gonna be expensive. Everything's gonna be expensive. So it's just like people are being very defensive with their money, and it's just like, all right,
The
I
best thing they
don't
could
want
do
this
for
game.
themselves in light of all this political money up and down bullshit going on is make the game free to play.
Yeah, 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 and I think that could be one of the reasons why they're kind of holding their tongue on the price, because they're probably having those conversations in terms of what they want to do based off the internet reaction.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. And also, Bungie doesn't want this game to fail. Like, no, they're not going to put this out to die. So they'll probably do whatever they have to do to make this work.
Either that or Sony's
But we'll
gonna
see.
take over.
Yeah, that's also a thing. But yeah, that is it for Marathon. Number 2 is kind of actually works in line with this. Just make a very good game. Sloclap dismisses the idea that online games need to be free to play. This comes from PC Gamer by way of Tyler Wildy and Deanna Dean Deanna Lucas. That's a name right there. So, where should I start reading from? I'll start reading from the top. Seafood developer Sloclap has pivoted from martial art games to sports games with Rematch, a 5v5 competitive football (parentheses soccer) for you American people, which is us, game coming this summer. It turns out the skills transfer. Rematch is more Rocket League than FIFA, and it's something special. Writer Daniela Lucas said after visiting Sloclap for a hands-on preview. It'll also be $30, a decision some will probably balk at. Most of today's biggest multiplayer games either started as free-to-play games or turned free-to-play at some point. And a common refrain from a competitive multiplayer game fails is that it should have been free-to-play. It was said about Concord. So, speaking to PC Gamer during the recent studio visit, Rematch creative director Pierre Tarno said that he doesn't think online games have to be free to play, and that makes a free to play game no, and that making a free to play game was never even on the table for Sloclap. So, this is a quote. I never considered free to play, Tarno said. One of the things I love about making games is that there's no secret formula or anything. But the best way, or maybe actually the only way, to make a commercial success is just to make a very good game. That was certainly the case for Helldivers 2, which launched at $40 and became the fastest selling PlayStation game ever. Okay. One of our cultural pillars at Sloclap is respecting our players, respecting their intelligence, respecting their skills. Tarno continued. We like challenging gameplay, and gamers are a very discerning audience. They are often very analytical, very precise in their assessment of mechanics and what works, what doesn't, what's balanced, what's not balanced, etc. My point is, if you make a game that's good enough, that's unique enough, even if players say, "Oh, that's an online game with a competitive edge," it should be free to play. Otherwise, it's dead on arrival. I think that's not true. I think that if it's original and solid, plus very reasonably priced, players will get it. Yeah. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that?
They're making a soccer game. Who is this? Who is this for? This is a NFL Street NBA Jam-esque soccer game. It looked like to me from their initial reveal of the game.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what like the target market is and what their sales expectations for this is, because in your world of it's no longer called FIFA, it's with EA Football Club or whatever the hell. You can't play as any real. I don't think you could play as any real people, can you?
I don't know actually. No, I don't think so. I don't
Like
think they got the rights to the people.
yeah, if you can't play as Ronaldo or Messi or something like, I don't know. I'd have to try it. Let me register for
Yeah.
the beta.
So yeah, there's an open beta that's going to be happening. I think this weekend actually.
Mm.
But yeah. So this actually this whole blowout actually dropped over this past weekend, and it was a thing of I was very excited for it. Actually, you know what? Let
Yeah.
me, a little bit. I was very excited for this, and I don't know, for some reason watching, I was just like, oh, okay. I don't know why it didn't draw me. I'm definitely gonna do the open beta to get a sense of like what it plays like to get an
Of course.
understanding.
Yeah.
But it just I don't know, man. Something just it didn't hit the same way once I actually saw it play. It looks really cool. I hope it plays as well as Seafood played. And if it does, then I'm definitely gonna give this a shot. And it's also $30, so it's less than the $40 price tag. But
Mm.
again, like I just to go back to, what they're saying, it's like, yeah, if the game is good enough, then
Yeah.
a price tag, is that's just a barrier of entry. And, if you like the game, you're going to spend the money to play the game. And it's a thing of like, like people are prepared to pay $80 for Mario Kart. It's because they like Mario Kart.
I mean, we have a long vetted experience with Mario Kart. We know what we're getting.
That's true. I mean, you look at this and you think, oh, this is Rocket League. And it's like,
In
I like Rocket League.
in a world where people aren't playing, people are still playing the old games. They're not bothering to even buy
Mhm.
the new games unless it's some huge tentpole affair. We'll see how this comes out. We'll see how this
Yeah,
works.
yeah. I mean, I don't think this is going to do gangbusters, but I I think this will not, like die off in obscurity kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think it will probably just have a fan base, and it won't be big, but it'll be enough to keep them going. Like I feel like that might be the case because again, there's a ton of people who like soccer. There's a
Yeah.
ton of people, I'm sorry, who like football. Football.
Same thing.
And it's saying of like, oh, this is just a 3v3. I think it's 3v3.
4.
Yeah, it's 3v3. It's a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3 on the field
Yeah,
plus
like
the
a
goalie.
4. Oh, okay, right. Yes. The goalie must include them. But it's like I can see this being a big thing, especially like in Europe, like UK. Like I can see them really globbing onto this because football, like the biggest sport over there for them. I think it's football's the biggest sport over there for them. So it's like I can see this working. In terms of America,
Nah.
maybe, yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then the open beta again. I said it's you go on Sloclap's website. You just Google whatever you
Sloclap rematch.
what he said. Do that. Yes.
Yeah, I just registered.
Oh, excuse me. I gotta do that. I would do that, but then it'd be the silence thing, and that doesn't work apparently per podcast rules. Okay. Oh yes, the PlayStation price rise. We're gonna get to that, but before we do, hey, do us a solid. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. That way, you can potentially stop PlayStation rising prices with your finger just by clicking on our video, on our subscribe button. How does that work? Don't worry about that. Just do it. We promise that it will work. I mean, shoot, if everybody's lying, then we should start lying too. You know what I mean? Number 3, PS5 prices rising substantially in UK and Europe. This comes to us from The Verge by way of, let me scroll up, Dominic Preston. Preston, that's a cool name. Okay. So yeah, you know what it is? It's Trump's tariff time. I think so. He went back on all the tariffs, and he just kind of went to like a 10% tariff. I think. I
Yeah.
think those penguins are still paying tariffs. Unfortunately, I feel so bad for them. But and then China has like the the crazy tariff, except for
145%.
yeah, except for like phones and electronics. But I don't think, well, obviously consoles are not included in that, weirdly enough. So what that means is we're getting a price increase. But in a weird way, PlayStation is trying to protect their, I'm assuming, biggest market, which is the America, us. And they are just throwing the burden on pretty much everyone around us. So Europe, the PS5 digital edition will now be 499 euros versus 450 euros before. In UK, the PS5 digital edition will be 429 euros. Nope, pounds? Pounds, right? Yes. 429 pounds versus 389 pounds from before. Australia, the PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive will be Australian bucks at 829.
They're called dollar reduce.
When you said dollar reduce, I was like, oh, that must be right. But when you ended with dues, I was like, oh wait, no, this is a joke. You got me again. But yes, it will cost 829.95 AUDs versus the 799.95 AUDs. The PS5 digital edition will be 749 AUDs versus 749 AUDs versus 649 AUDs, which is painful. New Zealand, their PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive will be 949 NIDs versus 899 NIDs. I don't know.
New Zealand dollars, you jackass.
Okay. It says NZD. You gotta say it. The PS5 digital edition will be 859 New Zealand dollars apparently versus the 769 where it was before New Zealand dollars. So yeah, this is expensive. And then for the new disc drives for the PS5, they have dropped in price, which is pretty nice. So Europe, it's going to be 80 euros versus the 120 euros before. UK, it is 69 euro or pounds versus 99 pounds. Australia, it is 124.95 versus 159.95, and New Zealand, it is 139.95 versus 169.95, or versus 169.95. So yes, those are all numbers, and if you are in the America, it missed you. It missed you.
For now.
For now, yes. I was just about to say this will. I feel like they will probably increase the price for the PlayStation in the US. I wouldn't be surprised if it was closer to when GTA launches.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled something like that.
Go ahead and invest in a PlayStation.
Yes. Also to note, the PS5 Pro price did not change. They called that for inflation from last year.
Hey, man.
Oh man. So yeah, you know, it sucks, but we were kind of ready for this just because of the state of the American government, unfortunately. And then a side note to this is Sony is rolling out animated PlayStation 5 backgrounds for select users featuring God of War, Horizon, and more. That came to us from Insider Gaming by way of Raul Almeida. So yeah, that was. There's not too much about it. It seems that they are probably correcting the issue of having themes for the PS5, where when originally launched, they're like, oh, we can't do that. And then some years passed and they released the PlayStation anniversary themes, and everyone was like, please, can we keep these? And they're like, no, no, no. Enjoy it while you have it. And then they went away, and now they're like, okay, well, we'll listen to you guys now finally. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Does this do anything for you? These animated themes?
Nah, because I mean, I don't look at my damn home screen all that long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I put my PlayStation and rest when I'm playing things straight back into the game. Like, nah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, for the people who do care that we're finally getting these things back, what remains to be seen is if they're going to charge for like extra. What am I joking? Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Like did you customize your home screen with that that like I don't
Oh,
even
and
know
they
what,
did
I don't
the
even know what
old
to call it.
themes,
Yeah, not even the
the
old,
classic
like the
themes.
PS5 has like a customized home screen. I have no idea what they're called. You know,
I
I even
think I
forget half
have
the
the
stuff, but
new
I don't know what
screen thing when you log in, so I see different stuff. But
Yeah,
once
yeah,
again,
that. Yeah.
no, I don't. Straight to the game.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Limited time now. When you got kids, limited time.
Right?
Stiff arm them.
Get out of my way. I'm trying to play the game.
Hopefully, you knock them out with that one. Get out of my face.
Right.
And they're down long enough for you to, do what you got to do.
Play a game real quick.
Mhm.
Oh man. Okay. Number 4. Microsoft confirms Xbox Game Showcase for 2025 for June, plus the Outer Wilds 2 Direct. This comes to us from IGN by way of Wesley Impool. So, Microsoft has solidified its plans for June, confirming the Xbox Game Showcase 2025 as well as the Outer Worlds 2 Direct. Microsoft normally hosts a June showcase to reveal upcoming Xbox games, and 2025 is no different. The Xbox Game Showcase will be live streamed Sunday, June 8th, starting 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. UK time. Xbox Game Showcase 2025 will offer a look at upcoming titles from across Microsoft's first-party studios. Microsoft said, in addition to incredible new titles from our third-party partners across the globe. Cool. Yeah, I mean, they're just getting ahead of it. It's we're what, 2 weeks away from May, which is basically Summer Game Fest time, so they just throwing it out early. So I feel like they do this so other like Sony and Nintendo can kind of be like, oh, okay, that's when they're gonna go. Let us put our stuff around it. Yeah, like Microsoft has, I'll say they do a really good job at like setting up this stuff because they've sort of cemented themselves being as like the first studio to have like a direct or whatever for the year, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, and now they're trying to be the first studio to be like, hey, look, this is what we're doing our showcase. You hear us?
Look
Sony?
at
You
it.
hear us, Nintendo? Right. So yeah, I think the only thing about that date is we're supposed to get the Mario Kart World
Direct.
Direct. Yeah. Sometime in June. I don't know if it's going to be around Summer Game Fest time or what. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I heard some like rumors or something about this being like more of a direct style showcase, not like a actual person showcase, but I don't see that anywhere in this. So maybe they're talking about something else. But we'll see. We'll see when June comes. Okay. Yeah. Number 5. More Black Ops 7 details have been leaked by a playtester. This comes to us from Insider Gaming by way of Tom Henderson. Oh, I hope that insider is okay. Another Call of Duty playtester has given more details on what to expect for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. The leak comes courtesy of Big Bay on Reddit, who claims that he was a part of a recent Call of Duty study group, allegedly.
That's gonna be his last.
Right?
Fucking dumbass.
Man, I hope Big B's not his primary account, because if it is,
I hope it is.
right?
Do anything for clout. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So most of the details have already been reported by Insider Gaming in some capacity, including the game is a Black Ops 2 sequel. Not 6, isn't? Oh, I don't even know. And that the original zombie crew is likely making a return. We've also previously reported that Black Ops 7 has already got all of its 6 round-based zombies planned and figured out. That being said, and I'm just going to jump to leak details. Oh my gosh, this is a bunch of bullets. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and go through this. Okay. According to the playtester, this is what to expect in Call of Duty Black Ops 7. The story will focus on 2035 and will be a follow-up to the Black Ops 2 story. Story will also involve Woods and Mason. Story mode will allow up to 4-player co-op. Wait, that's new, right?
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'd probably play that, I guess.
Yeah. Story will also include a big open world map titled Avalon. Omni movement will return and include wall running. Isn't that getting close to the Infinite Advance?
Infinite and Advanced War weren't the only one to have wall running, I want to say. I feel like Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 also had wall running because I was looking at old clips of me playing. Yeah. I just don't remember which one specifically, but
that's new to me. I did not know that.
I think it was Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare. I hated they had the fucking jetpacks and people on rooftops, and it was just a start of not knowing where to look for people.
Yeah,
and just overall sweatiness.
Yikes. Okay. Zombie mode will have the original crew return as multiverse variation. Okay, cool. Zombie mode will have a transit remake. I don't know what that means.
Transit was a circular route that basically it was round-based zombies, but they had a train. No, it had a bus basically. So all your whole team could get on the bus and you can move from location to location. So instead of having you've played round-based zombies where you're in a box. Yeah. It was that, but they also had different locations that you had to travel to unlock different things.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Zombies will be round-based. How many times did they say that already? Okay. Zombie mode will also have a difficulty toggle, a wonder vehicle, and a more story-focused role as well. Zombie mode will feature the largest round-based map ever created.
Which is probably why they're going to have a wonder vehicle. It's probably going to be like some... not DMZ, World War Z, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Type thing.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Multiplayer will feature a 32v32 player mode, which is
you don't need that much. It is.
Yeah, I will say that I think that was one of the drawbacks to Black Ops 6, where it didn't have the ground war mode.
Yeah.
And a lot of people was like, oh, I just feel like this is just sweaty versus sweaty combat all the time, and just these maps need to be a little bigger.
That used to be the realm of Battlefield, apart from ground war, and they're just encroaching on each other's territory to try to capture more market share and do something new, I guess.
Yep.
But 32 versus 32 just feels super impersonal. Yeah. I mean, there was something about the old 6v6 or even that max 12v12 where you could get a rivalry going with somebody. You finding somebody in a corner, or you keep on happen to find the same person. 32 versus 32 is just it's just fuckery.
I don't even know your name.
He took everything from me.
Yeah, I totally get you. I feel like that the 32v32 was at a time where it's oh, how big can we make these matches? How many people we can fit in this? And it's we don't need that anymore. We're kind of past that.
Some of those are going to be bots at this point.
Oh yeah. All right. We'll feature some remakes of popular maps in the 2023 futuristic Japanese style theme. Was Japan mentioned at all?
They've
Is
run
this a
out
thing?
of they've run out of stuff. Now they're just reskinning
Places?
maps.
Hey,
Yeah,
they should go to Africa. Do some safari stuff. That's what I'm saying. That's an untapped resource right there. Already took everything else from them. Jeez. Anyways, plan for everything. Plan for everything to have a progression level system, including grenades, kill streaks, and perks. I'm sorry, what?
I gotta
Grenades?
level up my grenades.
All
Kill
right.
streaks, and first I gotta level up my UAV. Like what?
Yeah, right.
They run out of things
Dude.
to level up and do, so now they're just
Yeah,
RPGing everything.
that is an interesting bullet point.
Gotta level up your
If that
fingers.
still holds true, right?
Gotta level up your stamina.
Oh no. Okay, plans for multiplayer progression to carry over from Black Ops 6. Interesting. What? Uh-oh. Okay. We'll see how that goes. That seems kind of uh interesting. Again, grain of salt. This is all rumors, so you know, it could be accurate or it could not be. But yeah, that's pretty much what they have planned for Black Ops 7. We'll see. We'll probably get a showing of it from the Microsoft uh showcase or something, because I think Black Ops 7 should be the one that's coming out this year, and then I think next year is a Infinity Awards turn. Yeah, so we'll see. It could be cool. And then we can end with some quick hits. Portable PS6 won't be as powerful as PS5. It's claimed that comes from Insider Gaming. I mean, yeah. Well, it's a portable console. Like it wouldn't. It just by the nature of it, it wouldn't be as powerful as
No, no, no,
the
no.
box, the big
It could
box.
definitely be more powerful than the PS5. The battery life will be like a Game Gear, though.
Right.
If anybody's old enough to remember that.
Yes. That shit true through batteries, man.
It most
It's
definitely can be
like-
more powerful, but if you have any goddamn sense,
Game Gear's like, oh, you got double A? Nah, I need D's. Give me like 4D. But yeah, like it's a thing of like, yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be as powerful as PS5. Also, I'm not sure why they're calling this the portable PS6. I feel like they should call it Portal 2. Because I like the PS6 more than likely will probably be like a console that looks a little different from the PS5. But
yeah.
yeah, we'll see. That's out in the future. And then the last one is Hades 2 will be a Nintendo Switch 2 console exclusive at launch. That comes to us from VGC, and that I put a note that goes along with FromSoft's Dust Bloods being also exclusive at launch, and it's like that's Nintendo's plan, man. They're instead of doing the route of, oh yeah, these games can launch everywhere. They're like, no, they're gonna be exclusive to
Yeah.
here, so you want to buy the console. Makes sense. It works. But yeah, all right, so that is it for the news. Let us wrap this up with what we've been playing, and we've been playing the same thing. John, what have you been playing?
Blueprints. Blue, the
Blueprints.
color, prints as royalty,
Mm,
which happens to be a play on the word blueprints, like house
nailed it.
blueprints, plans. Cool.
Nailed
Um,
it.
this game is interesting.
Mhm.
It is for those who don't know, this is a roguelike game in which you are trying to get to the 46th room in a 45-room mansion. You have inherited this mansion and you can only claim it if you get to the 46th room. So basically, it's a first person walking game, and every time you reach a door in the mansion, because it's like I want to say like 7 by 8 grid, something like that.
No,
Um,
it's It's 5x9.
Okay, close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you reach a door, a menu will pop up and 3 potential rooms that you can choose from will pop, and you choose from that, and you basically try to draft your way to the end of the map. But some
I'm
rooms
playing the
need
IGN review. So
okay,
they have a few different types.
some rooms need keys to enter, some rooms need gems. There's currency in there, there's puzzles in there. You start with, I think, 50 steps at the beginning,
Yep.
but you can unlock certain permanent upgrades. Like I have 20 extra steps unlocked to start with, and then I think I
Oh
open
wow,
up
really?
something else where I have 2 gems to start each day. So once you basically soft lock yourself out, because eventually you're gonna every room that you pull up is not gonna lead into another room. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
just a dead end,
Yeah.
or it may have another door, but it may lead into a wall of another room. So
Yeah.
once you basically soft lock yourself for the day, you're supposed to restart. Nothing is saved unless you have like a permanent upgrade, like I said, with the 20 steps. Um, yeah.
That you're further than me. Like you
I
pretty
think
much
I'm on
nailed
like
what.
day 8 or 9.
Okay, because I'm day I stopped on day 7, and
Mhm.
it was a thing of I felt like I was making progress, but not any real progress. So it was a thing of I didn't know
This
about the plus 20 steps you get as a start. Like I haven't was that
so
in a room?
so I because of the way Google's algorithm works,
Mm-hmm.
I came across the code for the gate in the apple orchard. So there's a code
Oh.
somewhere in the house. I just came across it
Yeah.
early because, oh, what's this?
Yeah. Clicked
Can't
on it,
erase
you
that out of my
saw.
memory now. So
Yeah.
um,
Is is it was it on like a reddish brown piece of paper?
I have no idea.
Okay. Okay.
Um, however, like any roguelike game, don't be shy of dying slash starting the day
Starting
over,
over.
because you're not meant to finish this in the first few days. You'll
Yeah.
probably get to 30, 40, 50 days before you actually get to the end, before you finally get a grasp on potential routes and planning out stuff. And this game suggests that you have a pen and pencil next to you, because
Yeah.
pen and pad next to you to write down certain things, because some clues you're not gonna keep all of this in your head unless you just, you know,
Yeah.
are day 120 into this game and you just have all this shit memorized. Like
Yeah, I've been
it
taking
is it,
screenshots with the PlayStation.
you're not gonna find that, my good sir. What
Huh?
are you pulling up? Where you pulling up the screenshots, DJ?
On my PlayStation. What do you mean? Or on my phone if I want to,
Okay, I was about to
with the
say, I hope you were
PS3
doing that at least.
chat.
But it does not stay on your phone for more than however many days. I forget the number of days right now. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
it is the highest reviewed game of the year so far until I don't know. I had a joke somewhere in there, but it's an interesting game. It's certainly not for everyone. Give it a try. It's free on PlayStation Plus, Middle Plus, PlayStation Plus,
Extra.
Extra, and Game Pass right now
Yeah.
for, I guess, the month. I don't know how long it's gonna be free, but as I
Yep.
like to say since the beginning of time, claim everything. You never know when you're gonna try to play it.
You're
Might
totally
hit
right.
'em. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, you pretty much nailed it. Like, I got up to that white room,
Hmm.
but of course, I was just building willy nilly to get up there, and I got up there,
Hmm.
and there was no door. I was like, I figured this would be the case, and then I
Like,
kind of soft locked myself out, and I was like, all right, start over again.
yeah, I mean, it's just new things to learn. Like, all right, like the dartboard
Yeah,
in the billiards room. That's a puzzle if you go click on it.
yeah.
And
I actually got that in the first go, and I was like, "Oh, look at me!"
oh,
And
you
then I went to
understood
the
it?
next one. Was like, "Yeah." Like
Okay, but
I was really just guessing. I was just like, "Oh, okay,
no,
that's
no, no.
addition."
Okay, yeah, addition,
Yeah,
subtraction, multiplication,
Multiplication.
division,
Yeah.
all in order. Yeah, but the
Yeah.
clue actually is in another room if you have a magnifying glass.
Really?
So there's
I've had a magnifying glass for like 3 out of my 7 runs, and I'm just
I
like,
think
I
I
don't know
got
what
it
to do with this
once,
thing.
but you're supposed to basically try to examine everything because some things you can zoom in on. There's a
Yeah.
magnifying glass, there's a shovel.
I didn't get the shovel. I got a sledgehammer. I thought I could sledgehammer the vases and stuff, but it's just for locks
This is not
on.
Zelda.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a puzzle game. If you're not into puzzle
Yeah.
games, then I mean, you're just not gonna like it, and that's fine. Not for
Yeah.
everybody,
No,
but
yeah, exactly.
apparently
Yeah.
it is masterfully done, and
Mhm.
it is very well reviewed,
Yeah.
and I'm enjoying it.
It's a thing of it's just done started over. It is a thing of like I think it started over once I jumped back. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
We're done with it. I thought by day 7 it was like, okay, I think I've given this a lot of time, but
Hmm.
I actually haven't at all. So it's like, all right, I'm a push through and
I
continue
mean,
playing this game.
if you
And
don't
like,
like it, you don't like it. Don't push through if you
no,
feel like it's not a thing you're gonna like.
it's one of those things where it's like, it's not that I didn't
Mhm.
like it. It's feel like I wasn't making any progress. And
Hmm.
it's a thing of like, I didn't,
Because it's not a straightforward puzzle game.
yeah, yeah. And it's a thing of like, okay, I think what I'm going to do is probably play around with like looking at some videos to see what people are doing to see like, okay,
Hmm.
well, maybe this is what I'm doing wrong. Like if I run into a puzzle where I'm just like, okay, I don't understand this, but I feel like I can probably do it, I'll try the puzzle. And then, if that doesn't work, I'll just look it up and see and like kind of progress through that way, but also still play the game.
Let me
Because
see if
I think that,
somebody. Yeah, yeah. Look up Northern Lion. He's a roguelike. He plays
yeah,
all the
okay,
roguelikes. Check out Northern Lion.
cool.
Northern Lion.
That works then. All right.
Um, I will say if anybody's gonna play the game, if the view is weird, change your POV degrees because I had to change that shit. It was making me nauseous.
Yeah, I had made it to like 110, 120, I think, or whatever whatever the max field of view was. And then I turned, I think,
I
smooth.
turned mine down.
Oh, you turned it down? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to see everything like a chameleon. Anyways, well, this has been another episode of Press X to Start Gamers Digest. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoy making it. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget, if you are listening, we appreciate you leaving us a review on whatever podcast service you're using. Do it. Thank you. Don't forget, if you want, you can join our conversation by joining our Discord at pressx2start.com/discord. And until next week, when we'll be talking about probably the rematch open beta if we get into it and we're able to play and
Mhm.
we're able to team up and show the rest of the world what us Jamaicans can do with the ball and a random third or a random 2 other teammates. Yeah, we'll talk about that then. But for right now, it's time for us to go and it's time for you to go and it's time for this to end. We hope you have a great night. I hope you have a great day. Hope you've got all the way past or to the end of this podcast to hear me tell you. See you later. Bye.